Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? Exercising regularly, eating healthy, getting enough sleep, yet your body still feels weaker with each passing year. Your muscle mass keeps slipping away, slowly but surely. Why is that? The truth is, it's not just about how much protein you're eating. It's about the timing, the type of protein, and how your body processes it, especially once you hit middle age. Today, you're going to discover something that could completely shift the way you age. It's not a supplement. It's not some fancy protein powder. It's a real food richer in leucine than eggs, and proven by science to activate mTOR, your body's built-in switch for muscle repair and growth. Here's my promise. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a clear science-backed strategy to help you stay strong, think sharp, and remain independent well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, simply by adjusting your meal timing and adopting one small daily habit. No gimmicks, no guesswork, just one powerful shift that can help you take control of how you age starting tonight. If you're serious about staying strong and sharp as you age, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Share this video with someone you care about and drop a comment if this resonates with you. Let's age with purpose and strength together. Most people, when asked about high-protein foods, will say eggs. And they're absolutely right. Eggs are affordable, packed with nutrients, and contain high-quality protein, about 6 grams per egg, making them one of the most complete foods around. But here's what may surprise you when it comes to supporting muscle. Overnight eggs might not be your best option. Enter cottage cheese. Just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese gives you around 14 grams of protein, more than 2 eggs. And most of that protein comes from casein, a slow-digesting type. Unlike fast proteins that get absorbed in an hour or two, casein feeds your muscles gradually, for 6 to 8 hours, the exact window your body fasts during sleep. That's crucial, because without a steady stream of amino acids overnight, your body may start breaking down muscle to fuel itself. A 2012 study in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise showed that adults who consumed casein before bed had significantly better muscle protein synthesis than those who didn't. So yes, eggs are excellent. But for nighttime muscle support, cottage cheese quietly wins. When you sleep, your body enters a natural fasting state, typically lasting 8 to 10 hours from dinner to breakfast, with no new nutrients coming in. During this time, if there aren't enough amino acids circulating in your bloodstream, your body may begin breaking down muscle tissue for energy. This process is known as catabolism, and it accelerates after age 30, as sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, becomes more pronounced. That's where casein shines. This slow-digesting protein delivers a steady stream of amino acids for 6 to 7 hours, like a slow IV drip feeding your muscles while you sleep. A 2012 study published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise found that adults who consumed 40 grams of casein before bed experienced significantly greater muscle protein synthesis compared to those who didn't. What about eggs? While they're a great source of protein, they digest quickly, making them ideal for post-workout or breakfast, but less effective overnight compared to casein. Bottom line, if you want to preserve muscle while you sleep, choose slow-digesting proteins like casein. It's not just about what protein you eat. It's about how long it works for your body while you rest. Eggs and other fast-digesting proteins are great. They're rich in nutrients like choline and vitamin D, and their protein is highly absorbable. That's perfect for certain moments, like right after a workout, when your body needs a quick hit of amino acids to begin recovery. But what about when you're winding down for the night? Fast-absorbing protein isn't as effective when it comes to preserving muscle while you sleep, a time when your body needs long-lasting support, not a short burst. That's where casein protein stands apart. A 2012 study published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise found that adults who consumed 40 grams of casein before sleep experienced significantly higher overnight muscle protein synthesis compared to those who didn't. In other words, their muscles were still actively rebuilding even while they slept. And the science didn't stop there. A more recent study published in Nutrients in 2019 reinforced this finding, showing that pre-sleep protein intake not only boosted muscle mass, but also led to greater strength gains, especially in older adults. So the humble cottage cheese you may have overlooked in the dairy aisle, it's not just a snack, it's a strategic tool. When eaten 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, cottage cheese can help shift your body from breakdown mode into repair mode, giving your muscles what they need right when they need it most. Because sometimes it's not just what you eat, it's when you eat it that makes all the difference. Let's talk about a simple nightly habit that could quietly protect your muscle health as you age. It's called the pre-sleep muscle protocol, and it's refreshingly easy. Just take half to 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese, which gives you anywhere from 14 to 28 grams of protein. Want to enhance the taste and nutrition a bit? Sprinkle in a dash of cinnamon toss in a few walnuts, or add a teaspoon of honey for natural sweetness and added health benefits. Now, here's the key. Eat it about 30 to 60 minutes before bed, ideally after a strength workout or an active day when your muscles are primed for recovery. And yes, you might be wondering, but what if I'm lactose intolerant? Great question. Thankfully, many brands now offer lactose-free cottage cheese, making it accessible to more people. And if dairy truly isn't an option for you, casein protein, isolate is an excellent alternative. The real goal isn't just dairy, it's getting a slow-digesting leucine-rich protein that can drip-feed your muscles with amino acids throughout the night. This slow release matters more than most people think, because preserving muscle isn't just about how much protein you eat, it's about when you eat it and what kind your body can use most effectively while you sleep. Cottage cheese isn't a fad. It's not trendy or exotic. It works because it aligns with your body's natural rhythms, especially how you digest food and rebuild muscle. Picture this. There's a biological switch in your body. When it's flipped on, it tells your muscles, grow, repair, stay strong. That switch is real. It's called mTOR, short for mechanistic target of rapamycin, and it's one of the most powerful regulators of muscle protein synthesis in the human body. But here's the catch, mTOR isn't always turned on. In fact, as we age, it becomes sluggish, sometimes barely active at all. That's why simply eating more protein doesn't always protect your muscles. To truly activate mTOR, you need a threshold dose of one specific amino acid, leucine. Leucine is a branched-chain amino acid, BCAA, and it plays a critical signaling role. Think of it like the foreman on a construction site. Without leucine, you may have all the materials but no one directing the build. When you consume enough, typically around 2.5 to 3 grams per meal, you flip that mTOR switch, triggering a cascade of muscle-building activity. And this is where cottage cheese becomes incredibly valuable. It's naturally high in leucine, more than many plant-based proteins, and even more than some meats. 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese contains about 2.6 grams of leucine, right in the target zone for stimulating muscle protein synthesis in most adults. That makes it a smart strategic choice not just for total protein intake, but for actually triggering the muscle growth process. Research backs this up. A 2006 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that leucine-rich meals increased muscle protein synthesis by up to 25% compared to meals with less leucine, even when both had the same total protein. Another study published in Clinical Nutrition in 2011 showed that leucine supplementation improved muscle mass and strength in older adults, even if they didn't change their exercise habits. The bottom line? Quality matters more than quantity. A bowl of cottage cheese before bed could do more to protect your muscles than a larger dinner made up of the wrong kind of protein. Because building muscle isn't just about eating more, it's about sending the right signal to your body to rebuild, recover, and stay strong as you age. Let's talk about a practical tool you can use starting today, the Leucine Threshold Protocol. It's simple but powerful aim to get 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine at every meal. That's roughly the amount found in 1 cup of cottage cheese, 5 ounces of chicken breast, or about 2.5 scoops of most whey protein powders. But don't save all your protein for dinner. Distribute protein-rich meals evenly across the day, ideally 3 to 4 meals, to maintain a consistent supply of amino acids that support muscle repair and growth. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Preserving muscle isn't just about strength or appearance. Modern research shows that muscle health is directly tied to mental resilience. Through pathways like insulin sensitivity, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which supports brain function and inflammation control, your muscle mass plays a hidden but critical role in how you think and feel. In fact, low muscle mass has been linked to cognitive decline and a higher risk of depression, particularly in older adults. So when you activate mTOR and promote muscle growth, you're not just enhancing your physical abilities, you're protecting your mental health as well. And here's something most people don't know. mTOR activity naturally slows with age. That's why older adults often require more protein and more leucine per meal than someone in their 20s just to get the same muscle-building effect. Bottom line, it's not about eating like you did at 25. It's about eating smarter in a way that matches your biology and your current phase of life. Strategic nutrition isn't just fuel. It's your blueprint for aging strong inside and out. Muscle isn't just made from protein. It's signaled into existence by the right kind of protein. And if there's one signal your muscles are waiting for, it's leucine. This powerful amino acid is like the green light that tells your body, let's build. Without it all, the bricks protein in the world won't matter, because there's no foreman to guide the process. Now, many people believe muscle loss happens because of aging or inactivity alone. But there's another culprit that often flies under the radar: poor protein timing. Yes, when you eat, your protein may matter just as much as how much you eat. Your body runs on an internal clock, your circadian rhythm. It regulates more than just sleep and energy. It also controls how well your cells respond to nutrients, including protein. Muscle protein synthesis, MPS, isn't constant. It has prime-time windows like after resistance training early in the day and during sleep when your body is most responsive to protein. Miss those windows or eat the wrong type of protein at the wrong time. Your body may slip into a state where it's breaking down more muscle than it's building. Here's the thing. Most people eat the bulk of their protein at dinner while breakfast gets the short end of the stick. But a 2020 review published in the Journal of Nutrition found that this uneven distribution results in less muscle protein synthesis overall compared to spreading protein intake more evenly across 3-4 meals. And what about nighttime? Studies have shown that consuming protein right before bed, especially slow-digesting proteins like casein, can significantly boost overnight muscle repair. That's because sleep is when your body releases growth hormone, repairs tissue, and consolidates memory. But without enough amino acids circulating in your bloodstream, your body can't do these jobs effectively. A 2015 study in Frontiers in Nutrition reported that adults who consumed protein before sleep saw a 22% increase in overnight MPS and experienced measurable strength gains over just 12 weeks. Another study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that those who consumed 30 to 40 grams of casein protein before bed gained more lean mass even when their total daily protein intake was exactly the same as others. The takeaway: timing matters. Leucine matters. And if you want to preserve your strength and vitality, with age, feeding your muscles strategically, especially before bed, may be one of the smartest moves you make. Let's simplify things with a powerful habit. You can start today the 3 times protein protocol. Aim to eat 20 to 40 grams of high-quality protein at each major meal: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's it. No fancy supplements, no extreme diets, just consistency and timing. Then take it one step further by adding a pre-sleep protein, feeding a cup of cottage cheese or a 30-grain casein shake about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This extra dose becomes even more effective if you've worked out in the evening, helping your body align muscle repair with its natural recovery rhythms during sleep. Why does timing matter? Because your body doesn't process protein the same way all day. Eating protein within 2 hours after a workout and within an hour of waking helps your body respond to muscle-building signals when it's most sensitive. That's when your body is primed to repair, rebuild, and retain strength. But it's not just about muscles. Balanced protein intake throughout the day also helps stabilize blood sugar, boost dopamine production, and keep your brain sharp longer. It's a simple shift that pays off far beyond the scale. This is how you move from reactive eating to strategic nutrition, from guessing what your body needs to aligning your meals with your biology. Because real strength isn't just built during workouts, it's supported in the kitchen and protected during sleep. Muscle is medicine for the brain. That's not a catchy slogan, it's neuroscience. Your skeletal muscles do more than just help you move. They actively influence blood sugar levels, hormone balance, and even how your brain adapts and grows. Every time you engage your muscles, whether it's through resistance training, a brisk walk, or simply holding a plank, your body releases tiny signaling proteins called myokines. These powerful messengers travel through your bloodstream, talking to organs across your body, including your brain. One of the most remarkable myokines is irisin, released during physical activity. Studies show irisin helps stimulate BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, often called brain fertilizer, because it promotes the growth of new brain cells and the connections between them. BDNF is key for learning, memory, and emotional balance. That means building and maintaining muscle isn't just about strength, it's also about mental clarity, mood stability, and cognitive health. Research backs this up. A study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that lower muscle mass in older adults was linked to higher levels of depressive symptoms, even when accounting for activity level. And a 2022 study in neurology found that higher muscle mass in midlife predicted a lower risk of dementia later in life, even after adjusting for lifestyle and heart health. Muscle also boosts insulin sensitivity, helping smooth out blood sugar swings that can lead to fatigue, brain fog, and mood dips. Plus, it reduces chronic low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging, a key driver of cognitive decline with age. Here's the kicker: combining resistance training with leucine-rich protein, like cottage cheese, has been shown to lower systemic inflammation markers such as CRP and IL-6. So when you build muscle, you're not just getting stronger, you're protecting your brain from the inside out. The dual muscle-brain circuit: how to strengthen your body and mind. After 50, muscle isn't just strength, it's a communication system. And when you nourish it right, it becomes a powerful ally for your brain. This is what we call the dual muscle-brain circuit. And here's how you can turn it on daily. Start by spacing protein-rich meals throughout the day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even a pre-sleep snack. Not just any protein, though. You'll want 30 to 40 grams of high-quality leucine-rich sources like eggs, poultry, fish, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or whey. And before bed, 1 cup of cottage cheese or a 30-degree casein shake provides a slow, steady stream of amino acids that protect your muscles while you sleep. Combine this with strength training 2 to 4 times per week. No gym-needed bodyweight exercises or resistance bands are enough. Walk 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day to stimulate ongoing myokine release, tiny proteins from muscle that signal your brain to grow, adapt, and stay sharp. Hydration and sleep are just as critical. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep, wind down with low light 60 minutes before bed, and consider magnesium glycinate or breath work to help with sleep onset. Sleep is when the magic happens. Your body repairs tissue, releases growth hormone, and consolidates memory. Not all proteins are equal, and the speed at which they digest can make or break muscle preservation. Fast-digesting proteins like whey and eggs rapidly spike amino acids, ideal post-workout or first thing in the morning. Slow-digesting proteins like casein found in cottage cheese release steadily over 6 to 8 hours, ideal during fasting windows like sleep or long workdays. A landmark study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 1997, found that casein reduced protein breakdown significantly compared to whey. And during sleep, your body goes without external fuel for 7 to 10 hours. If you don't provide amino acids before bed, your body may tap into muscle for energy, especially if your daily protein or leucine intake is low. The same holds true for high-stress days, skipped meals, or intermittent fasting. Cortisol, a muscle-wasting hormone, rises, but slow-digesting proteins act like a buffer, preserving muscle and stabilizing metabolism. If your last meal is at 7 p.m. and breakfast isn't until 9 a.m., you've entered a 14-hour fast. Even with solid daytime protein intake, your muscles are vulnerable unless you give them slow amino acids at night. That's why 1 cup of cottage cheese or a 30-degree casein shake before bed isn't just smart, it's science-backed. Now here's the reality. By your 30s, muscle loss begins at a quiet pace of 3 to 8% per decade, and it speeds up after 60. This condition, known as sarcopenia, leads to reduced strength, higher injury risk, and even cognitive decline. But here's the empowering truth: you can reverse it. Not through extreme workouts or trendy supplements, but with a daily routine rooted in biology. We call it the Daily Strength Protocol. Protein timing: eat 30-40 grams of complete protein 3 to 4 times daily. Leucine targeting: make sure each meal includes at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, about 5 oz chicken, 1 cup cottage cheese, or 2.5 scoops of whey. Strength training: do resistance workouts 3 to 4 times weekly using weights, bands, or body weight. Daily movement: walk 7 to 10 steps, or get 30 minutes of light movement. Add stair climbing or hill walking to challenge your body. Sleep optimization: get 7 to 9 hours, reduce light before bed, and keep a consistent sleep-wake schedule. Avoid saboteurs: cut ultra-processed foods, excessive alcohol, and long sitting periods. Cardio is good, but don't overdo it if muscle is your goal. Manage stress. Chronic stress raises cortisol. Reduce it through movement, breathing, or relaxation techniques. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to count every macro or train like an athlete. But you do need to send your body the right signals and give it the raw materials it needs to build and protect the engine of your independence, your muscle. Muscle isn't just for lifting weights. It's what lifts you out of a chair, stabilizes your joints, fuels your energy, sharpens your mind, and safeguards your independence as you age. You don't lose muscle simply because you're getting older. You lose it when you stop giving your body a reason and the resources to maintain it. But now, you've got the tools to fight back. We began this journey with a simple promise. There's a food more powerful than eggs when it comes to protein, and it can help you combat muscle loss quickly. But what we uncovered along the way was far more profound. This wasn't just about nutrition. It was about preserving your ability to live, move, and think with strength and confidence, no matter your age. Here's the quick recap. Cottage cheese isn't just a bedtime snack. With more protein than eggs and rich in slow-digesting casein, it becomes an overnight muscle repair powerhouse. And muscle growth. It's sparked by leucine, which activates the mTOR pathway, the master switch, for building strength. But you must reach that leucine threshold at each meal for this process to kick in. And remember, timing is everything. Your body responds best when protein is spaced consistently. If this message empowered you, please give it a like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a future episode. And I'd love to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.